Welcome to the next level with Keith, where
I want more of you. I want more of you. Yeah.
welcome to the next level with Keith, where clarity replaces confusion and simple systems lead to real freedom. Every episode begins with intention, music that centers your mind, lifts your spirit, and prepares you for transformation. This is your space for growth, your place to reset, your moment to rise, rethinking your thinking, because when you shift your mind, you shift your money. Stack and grow, where small, intentional steps turn into lasting wins. Simple strategies, real progress. Your circle, your currency, because your network matters. Mobile money moves, business, income, and empowerment from the device in your pocket. This isn't just talk. It's guidance. It's strategy. It's movement. Welcome to the next level with Keith. Let's begin.
more. Let's say welcome to the next level with Keith. And let me tell you, let me say Happy New Year. And last year was a grueling year for a lot of us, but yet exciting, a bit earth shaking for some, unearthing for some, adventure for some. But I'm here with a new year, new drive, new passion, and I hope that you're feeling that way. So let me just ask you a quick question here. Let me just see where you are as you're about to begin this new year, 2026. We're leaving 225 and now we're going to 226. In fact, we're there. And have you thought about what are your goals for this year? Have you thought about your, have you sat back or laid back and just meditated and wondered and just retrospect, reminisce a little bit and figure out what you did last year that you're going to do differently this year or what you're going to maintain that you started last year into this year? You know, as a horn player, I get a lot of potential gigs for New Year's, quite a few, maybe I would say about 15 different opportunities to do an event for December 31st. And I didn't even choose one. The reason why I didn't choose one is because I wanted to start my year a certain kind of way, right? I wanted to kind of have a moment of stillness and just retrospect and a moment where I can just meditate and just focus on what I want the year to be like. And given the way my year ended last year, oh man, massive. And I'm saying, how can I align this year to make it even bigger and better? So you can say with me, last year will be the worst year I ever had. I'll ever have. Last year will be my worst year ever. So that means that you and I are looking for an even better and greater year. So that's what my little I was thinking in. So we here on the next level with Keith, and this is episode number 3. Can I say it again? Can I say it again like I really feel it? This is episode 3 of my podcast, and I'm super excited about it. Tonight. We're dealing with a topic: unleashing your entrepreneurial spirit by conquering the fear of judgment. So what? You're going to unleash your entrepreneurial spirit by what? By conquering the fear of judgment. And tonight we have a couple of moments, right? Or what? We have a couple of moments for partners, right? So it's coming up. Look out for it. All right. We have a moment for partners. And of course, we shine light on those who are doing great work, great things in their community and globally. And I think they're deserving to be recognized. And very soon, I'll be at our moment will I give more information on that and how you can play a part in helping to empower them even more, do more for what they're doing right now. So look at what drives us and looking at the weight of external opinions on your drive. All right. It's very important to understand those factors. And let me get my little mic here. I think it might help a little bit. We uh we're talking about many, many, all right, many entrepreneurs have struggled in that area when it comes to conquering the fear of judgment. And when I reflect on how many people, you know, marry, befriend, or even start businesses, all right, with others, they're thinking they know these people, all right. I mean, people get married, they befriend someone, they start a business, and they're thinking they truly know this person. I realize how often we miss that mark, and I've missed it myself. All right, this is especially true for those of us in our 40s, 50s, and 60s. All right, growing up in the Western world, many of us, were raised, with conservative values, respect, and a strong sense of what? Morality. These values, they shape how we viewed relationships, and success. Yet despite this foundation that we had, it seemed countless stories where people, including myself, didn't really know the person we got committed to, all right, or the path they choose. This disconnect can also affect our entrepreneurial journey. And that's a fact. When we care too much about what other people think. And that's very prevalent. I mean, I find it all over. And I had to break free from that particular stronghold. You know, what will they say? What would they think if I do this? And so it has been a thing that has held so many back from stepping out, that fear. All right. So looking at the weight of external opinions, you see, many entrepreneurs, especially those chasing fundamental freedom or financial freedom, all right, don't mind me because I have a way with words. I tend to be very colorful sometimes, and I miss my words, but don't mind me, okay? But I'm referring to financial freedom. They face a lot of hidden challenges. The fear of what? Judgment. So a lot of folks right now, they would have a 9 to 5. They went to school, they got their job, and so they seem to be the ideal person as far as what they were told to be and what society says you should be. You grow up, you go to school, you'll get an education, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Too often has become the foundation for a successful life. You know, you go to school, get a degree, you work for a good company, and then you retire and then you die. All right. And then you have kids, of course, and whatever they can get. If you leave something for them, then good luck. But the thing is that today's fast changing world are witnessing this mindset can what hold us back. Back then, maybe it was cool, because communities, communities was a lot more intertwined and connected. And, as far as, women staying home, and men going to work, that kind of thing. And it was more structured that way. But you find it in today's world, economically, you find both parties, there are so many women who are outpacing men in education and working and making more money. All right. So the reality is that things have changed drastically. And so we got to realize that for us to grow, we have to adapt as well. So when you constantly worry about how others perceive your choices, you might what? Run to these three things. You may avoid taking risk that could lead to growth. You also, all right, you may stick to a safe conventional path instead of innovative ones. And there's so many out there. I would hear someone say sometimes, why do you use Chat GPT as if you just gonna check your email and just worry about little small things when it these kind of technologies. Um, the other thing that can happen too is that you can delay or abandon. Guess what? Abandon your entrepreneurial dreams to fit in. I mean, there are people right now who are in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and when you hear them speak, it breaks your heart because they talk about what they could have done and what they should have done. And man, I was this and I was there, but I didn't do that. It breaks your heart, and it breaks your heart too. And so, this misplaced emphasis of external approval, what? Or it can dampen your entrepreneurship fire, your entrepreneurial fire. It creates what? A barrier between your true potential and the reality you want to build for yourself, for your future, and for your family. Lessons from generations before us is something that we are to learn from. Very, very important. You see, my parents grew up in Jamaica, right? I'm being a little bit transparent here, right? My parents grew up in Jamaica, where traditions and religious values were deeply respected. I mean, on Sunday, you don't play any music, you don't play any sports. You come from church and you just stay home and just be bored, you know, until the next day. Um, Marriage was approached with caution, all right? And relationships were often hands off. What? You know, my mama think, or my dad, before he spoke to my mom, he went to a pastor or someone, who considered, one of those high ranking members, maybe a second minister or a deacon, kind of express his interest. I mean, that's imagine these days, right? Like, what, man? You kidding me? I want her. I want him. I'm going after it myself. That's the world we live in now. And so these values were they were passed down to a lot of us. I know it was passed on to me, and I carried them out in my adult life in the United States. So even when I came to the United States, I still carried some of those conservative, you know, traits. I really did. Um, and I noticed that many adults, even those not raised in religious homes like I was, shared similar conservative views because, as time went on, folks got a little more independent and, you know, was a lot more single families and, broken homes, of course. The structure had lost its foundation. It wasn't that much more, I would say, married couples would stay together like the olden days. 20, 40, 50 years was normal for them. These days, you see the divorce rate is pretty high. All right. So guess what? So yet, despite these shared values, divorce rates remain high, even in religious communities. This suggests that knowing someone superficially or adhering to social expectations doesn't guarantee success in relationship or ventures. The same applies what? To entrepreneurship. If you start a business just to meet others' expectation or to avoid judgment, you might not only know your own goals or capability, come to know those things. That's a fact. You see, rethinking is where we want to look at things from a very more of a micro way. Really look at what we do or how we approach things when we rethink and see what maybe some of the old thinking is doing and can do as far as um, our potential, how we can cause us to not gain the traction that we need, not experience the heights and success that we need to experience. You know, in time past, right? It's time to pa- It's time to it's time to pause. It really is. It's time to pause and really how we view life, all right, and how we view others and ourselves. So often, what we unconsciously perceive entrepreneurship and business ownership more negatively than positively without even realizing it. A lot of it is subconscious. We don't really know that we're doing it. And unless we have some really deep unearthing. And again, it goes back to coaching. Um, think about it. We meet people everywhere at school, at work, at a party, on the bus, at the library, just about everywhere. All right. And these days, it's very common to meet someone through an app, right? That's a big thing these days. And what do we notice first? What do you notice first? Usually it's an image. We see a polished version of that person. All right. And so therefore we tend to gravitate more quickly from a visual aspect of it. What we really see the real unfiltered person. We don't see them with their messy hair, right? No makeup on, unbrushed teeth, even the morning breath, right? Yet somehow that curated image us in, doesn't it? Man, I'm seeing some females, I'm telling you, man, they're so hot, my toe cringe. The way they look, good God Almighty. I wonder if it's a real thing. It's a real human being. Eye catching. All right. That's real. All right. So, like I said, we really see the real unfiltered person. The how much of the true person do we actually perceive? Do we really know? And more importantly, how often do we let these surface impressions limit how we view potential opportunity or even ourselves? All right. Now, back to rethinking. Rethinking our thinking isn't just about others differently. It's about breaking free from old conditioning, seeing potential where others don't, and embracing the possibilities in business, life, and personal growth. Now, think about it. When I talk about my 25 or 20 years of experience trying different companies and trying to really get out there and fell for some of those really fancy stuff that they would say. The presentation was really exciting, got you emotional excited. You felt like you could just conquer the world. All right. And testimonials and how these things were working for those in 2 weeks, in 1 month, and folks are firing their bosses and can fire this and you can 90 days to freedom and 1 month and you can make it happen. And it was really, really exciting, but that I'll call it fanfare or the novelty of it. All right, that quickly worn off, and that's the reality. All right. So how conditioning shape our choices? All right. How conditioning shapes our choices, guess what? More than we even realize. Right? It really does. Growing up in a culture where others' opinions hold significant importance, deeply influence, that's a fact. Often more than we acknowledge or want to acknowledge, especially on a subconscious level. The paths we take in life, such as our field of study, career choices, and guess what? Even whom we marry are frequently shaped by subtle, the subtle pressure of public opinion. All right, what will mom think? What will dad? What will my cousin think when I bring her home or when I bring him home? Will they like him? I always talk about I wanted a guy who was tall, but he's short. If I take him home, they're gonna think I'm compromising my standard. She talk about he wants a girl who's a homemaker, but she's now a career woman and he falls for her. If I take him home, what will mom think about her? Will she be accepted? All right. So the poor girl goes home and she's under so much pressure, unnecessary pressure because of what you did. Oh, the pain and the discomfort we cause by these conditioning. It is real. And I've been a victim of it, you know, and that's why I tell everyone that I think one of my biggest, probably happiest traits is that I want to remain pliable, open, all right, and flexible and not become too much of a fixed minded person. Because if I do that, then, all right. So this conditioning that I'm talking about extends beyond what? Relationships and education, significantly affecting what? How we earn a living. Nowadays, guess what happened? The concept of a side hustle is celebrated and encouraged. However, for many years, earning money outside of a traditional job was seen as desirable or even embarrassing, often considered suitable only for those without a college degree or a proper education. That's how it was looked at before for many years. Go get a job, man. Do you know how many kids who were great musicians gave up on it because dad said, go get a job, or mom said, go get a job? You know, I mean, we know that sometimes these pathway is and sometimes because the money doesn't come up front, is not seen, or the success is not seen up front, we say, you know what, go and get a job, all right, and stop living these dreams that's not real. That's all a lot of people say. And how many kids have, lost out because they actually followed those advice of those who actually kind of had their hands in. So there's good news. Fortunately, the narrative is shifting. All right. More individuals are recognizing the cheating or the career up. Well, what am I saying here? Let me make sure I say the correct word. They're recognizing and creating additional income streams. They're doing it. They're creating additional income streams. It's not a sign of failure, but a mark of awareness, adaptability, and courage. Remember, I talked about a moment of a moment forward. Can you tell me what I said earlier? A moment forward? I can hear you. Let me hear you. Partners. Yes, it's very important to have partners. And I think beautiful thing. And now we're looking at a very important partner that I want to really emphasize and to shed some light on. And it is time to really shine the light. I want to highlight women and men of excellence outreach ministries. All right. That's women and men of excellence outreach ministries. A ministry, if I can see what I'm saying here clearly, right? It's a ministry committed to building strong individuals, families, and communities through faith, leadership, and service. They focus on empowering people to walk in excellence, grow in purpose, and make a real difference where it matters most. If you believe in support, outreach, and community impact, this is definitely one to check out. You can learn more about or support their work with a tax deductible donation by visiting wamo.org/give. That's WAMOE.org/GIVE. And the link is in the show notes. And I think there should be a brief little emphasis placed on it if our producer can let us see it. That would be wonderful.
We invite you to worship with Apostle Dr. Faith Walters. We're live every Sunday and Wednesday at 2 p.m. for Bible education and kingdom-centered services.
If you want to donate, please visit www.wamo.org/give.
Join our live prayer line every Monday morning at 7 a.m. via Excellence Radio Network.wamo.org. For those seeking emotional healing, personal restoration, or family support, we invite you to consider Therapy with Dr. Faith or book an appointment at wamo.org, Therapy with Dr. Faith. We invite you to explore the full scope of what we do. All WAMO initiatives and outreach programs can be found at wamo.org/programs. This includes Sister Georgie, Dr. Faith's Children and Family Program, delivering faith-based Bible stories of healing designed to strengthen parent-child relationships and nurture positive outcomes for tomorrow's children. Learn more at sistergeorgie.com. This also includes the Excel Project, our online vocational training center. Register now at theexcelproject.com to access IACET accredited skills certification programs, featuring courses in gardening, computer skills, cooking, sewing, mental wellness, and other essential life skills designed to help you advance personally and professionally. Our WAMO pop-up experience brings ministry beyond the walls, community outreach events designed to connect, inspire, and serve in real time. Come, taste and see that the Lord is good with Dr. Faith's Miracle Lemonade. Receive life-giving ministry messages and access kingdom-building resources created to nourish both spirit and soul. And for women who have been married and divorced, we invite you to join the First Wives Club of Elegance, a safe, empowering space for healing, wisdom, and sisterhood. Sign up to receive our once-monthly Inspiration Digest, a curated reflection designed to uplift, restore, and empower. Stay connected. Subscribe on YouTube at Waymo Ministries Apostle Faith Live and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Waymo Ministries. You may also contact us at Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, P.O. Box 2077, Mount Vernon, New York 10551. Phone 914-699-2482. Email waymoministries@gmail.com. A heartfelt thank you to our donors, partners, members, volunteers, and supporters. May God bless you, keep you covered, and guide you in excellence.
If you want to donate, please visit www.wamo.org/give.
Awesome, awesome. I thought I heard something about lemonade here. Lemonade, it's been so many years. Oh my goodness. For some reason I felt like a lemonade memory just came back on. And I'm telling you, a good glass of lemonade can get you going. But yes, they do have a goal, and yes, a very important goal as well. So through this partnership here, we're working towards a monthly goal of $500. I mean, a lot of you out there can give that in just one shot. That's how blessed you are. And we know that, right? But we hoping that you will just see that it's not just your regular corner store that's sitting there opening one day a week for a few people. These folks are thinking big, they're doing big, they're acting big. And if we join these people, we can only help to enhance what they're doing and touch even more lives. That's the beautiful thing about this. So I'm happy to and giving a moment for these partners to know that, you know what, we're with them and we're supporting them in their great vision. So yes, we want to support them with at least $500, all right, to women and men of excellent outreach ministries. I'm gonna say that again. Women and men of excellence ministries. All right, so WOM is dedicated to strengthening individuals, like I said, families and communities through faith, leadership, development, as you can see, and outreach rooted in excellence and purpose. All right, so your support helps. It's very vital to expand their programs, empower leaders, and create lasting community impact. And the words that we want to impact people, right? That's what we're here for. All right, so whether you give $10, $25, or more, donation moves the mission forward. All right. If this aligns with you, visit wamo.org. That's WAMOE.org to give. The link is in the show notes. Let's get right back where we started, and that is back to our our segment here on just a moment here. Let me get my screen up so I can see properly. Yes, here we go. Here we go. Where are we now? You're right here. Thank you. And so we're gonna do this real quick. So I'm just excited about this year. I'm just like really excited about what's about to take place because I'm ready for this. It's gonna be a big year for a lot of us, and we want to make sure that we are in position. Right, position is a very important thing. Take advantage of what's coming because all what we need is already here. We have to just learn how to harness those things. Learn how to what? Take charge. Learn how to know that. Listen to me. Everything is at everything is at our fingertips, especially these days. So let's look at how conditioning shapes our choices more than we realize. Talk about that. We talk about the importance of us not allowing things and people and ideas and conditioning to make us not reach our full potential. When it comes to side hustles, like I said, many people think that it's something that's it's it's not such a cool thing back in the days, and now it's becoming a real big thing. As you consider financial hustles, and this is the way how we can start to look to leave that mundane routine job kind of thing and give ourselves options. And that's why you hear me talk about freedom chasers. What are you chasing? What are you after? Right? It's not so much money. We have the freedom, right? Money becomes a byproduct when we what go about things the right way, of course with integrity, understand who we are. We're not approaching things in a desperate manner, trying to get over somebody, but we understand who we are and who our target audience is and how we have to present ourselves to make sure that we help and give first, and in us giving we're going to receive. So three important reasons to consider a side hustle. The what? Financial security, right? Additional income stream, but it creating what? A cushion. All right. It helps to alleviate some of your expenses if you have any. All right. It offers peace of mind, greater control over your financial future. A lot of folks now, and I think I said on my last segment, my last podcast, that they felt secure in their jobs. Some for 10, 20, 20, 30, 40 years. They felt secure and didn't know that they would experience such an, we call it, I can't find the words of evil or, unpredictability, volatility, all these different things are happening now. And here they are wondering what's next. So for those who are on that journey, you, I'm sure, is very happy about that. So, right. So having that financial security is very important. Also, skill development. Side hustles allow you to what? Learn new skills. Some people know how to speak more, to be more, um, maybe have a better interpersonal skill. They learn how to be bold and how to be confident. Those are very important things to have and be able to harness. Um, so development of skills is a very important thing. The other thing is pursuing passion. Side hustle, what it give you the freedom to explore interests outside. Many people they really want to do something different from their job, but they're afraid. All right. But sometimes you start small, not to be anything too drastic or too whatever outlandish, but something small, but follow your heart, follow your passion, and see where it leads. All right. And so it can be a hobby type thing. I started playing the horn as a hobby. Really, it was just fun. But I was passionate about it. I enjoyed it, and look what is look. All right, to where I don't need a second job like that anymore. All right, because it fills that need. And guess what? I'm having fun. So that's a good thing. All right. Now we're gonna go to another segment that to me is one of my favorite segments. All right. It's one of my favorite segments because, you know, there's no saying Rome wasn't built in a day. All right. And it said for every 1,000 miles, begin with the first step. All right. We're going to stack and grow. You remember I talked about 10, 15, 20 years ago when starting that side hustle felt impossible without mountains of capital. Um, Back in opportunity often came with flashy promises and catchy phrases like fire your boss. I mentioned that a little earlier. So there's the financial freedom, push through all the no's to get all the yeses. I admit those words were music to my ears. They really were. They got me excited, motivated, and yes, sometimes led me into opportunities that didn't pan out. And I spent a whole lot of money, y'all. All right. I mean, I can't say I regret it. It's really beneficial to me. So when I speak to you, I can speak passionately, knowing that you don't have to go that route, right? I can speak with conviction. I can speak with a lot more surety and confidence that I'm not leading into deep waters where you're going to be drowning and wondering what's happening to me here. So many of us know that feeling, meeting someone all dressed up, the contrast here, the fancy catchy phrases. All right. A lot of us, we meet someone dressed up looking what? Picture perfect, man. Confident. Only to realize the reality isn't quite as glamorous when you get a little deeper in knowledge of that individual. But here's the good news. Today, the game has completely changed. Don't you want to hear good news? The game has completely changed. Technology has leveled the playing field, right? Why? You can write a book in minutes, build a website in seconds, create an app without knowing a single line of coding, draft a business plan effortlessly, and all of this with AI tools at your fingertips. I'm gonna give you a little joke. Maybe not a joke, but it's to me was significant because before I wrote my book, just many some years ago when I started writing it, it took me about 2 weeks before I actually started writing because I was thinking, man, I can't really spell that great. All right. I wasn't thinking wide enough. I'm thinking, should I start? And then I remember I started writing. Oh, spelling is killing me, man. And so I paused, and it was about a week or two after that, this thing came to my mind like a realization, like an illumination saying, hey, you have spell check, Keith. You have spell check. Just write the words and you can always check it later on. You have editors. But that didn't come to my mind at first, though. I was thinking limited. That because I can spell, why should I write a book? Many of us are saying, I can't start a business. How do you know that it costs a lot of money? Many are saying, I don't, I can't, I don't want to recruit anybody. How do you know it requires you to recruit anybody? You haven't even investigated that yet. Many of you are saying, I don't want to actually pay anything higher than $100 a month for anything because my last business I paid $100 and I didn't make any money. How do you know it costs $100 to start a business? And trust me, I'm not saying that's even high either because If you look at what a real business costs, that's really nothing, really. But in all sincerity, the fact is that I had to realize that I had to get out of myself and my own little world, and then that's when I was able to flow. And um, like I said, you don't need no massive loans, right? In fact, these days, many people are doing side hustles and maintain their job, maintain their full-time job, possible until the transition. All right, no exposing your ideas to skeptical friends or family. All right, how about that? Many people say, you know what, in the past, yeah, with my friends, and now they don't like me that much anymore. I'm coming to the left, they're going to the right. I'm going north, they're going south. You know, guess what? Those days are gone. You don't need to have that worry anymore. All right, you can start small, uh, and what you can start strong. I would say until I can't do any more shows, mentorship and coaching will set you on a real good path for that. Because look, I mean, maybe some of my old thinking needs to be rearranged. Maybe some of my old habits need to be uprooted and be rid of. And in doing that, we can now what, move to another level. So why aren't more people doing it? What? Fear of failure. That's one reason why. Believing it is too hard before they even start. Thinking a job is a sensible and safe option. Well, look what's happening today. You think a lot of them are thinking, it was safe. They're thinking that, you know what? I should have known better. I should have, I should have tried what I felt I should have done 5, 10 years ago. I felt I should have started that business, that restaurant. I should have written that book. I should have taken that vacation. Now they're saying, those things look a little out on two. So the reality is that sometimes it does take life and things to happen to wake us up. But I'm not here to drag anyone. That's not what this podcast is about, to drag anyone to the finish line. I'm not here for that. Or to, harm, strong anyone. Point is that we are here as a community and we came ready for you. Are you ready? All right. A lot of what you would probably do 5, 10 years ago, you don't like the platter is already spread for you. The table is set and the plates are out and the meal is cooked. Can't you smell it? I can. All I gotta do, come to the table, all right, and have a seat. And then when you see the entree, see what's in front of you, then you can now choose and pick what you like to eat because it's all here. There are things that addresses family protection. All right, look into that. It deals with what? Side hustles, small things that can get you started on a road to what? Financial success. There are things that deals with training and understanding, rethinking, get your mind right, get your mind realigned. I'm telling you, man, it's right up in this house. You've got to dig in. All right. I said it's 2026. It's not playing time. All right. It's not moaning time. It's time to rise up in ourselves. Know that we have all we have it in us because God put it there. We don't need no more money because it's already here. We need to know to harness those things. We don't need any more community. We just need to harness the one that's already here and join forces, be a part of it. And it's a beautiful thing. All right. The last thing is that why people sometimes not getting into these things that make it happen is because if they're feeling overwhelmed by so many tools. And yes, there are a whole lot of tools out there, and it can be overwhelming and confusing. That's why again we have a page like this where it's like a one-stop shop. All right. And one thing that you can do, send an email, join one of the hubs. Hey, my name is so and I'm interested in so and so. Then I get information on so and so. An email. do your part. All right. Send a note, send us, and so we can now respond to you. Those things are very much readily available and accessible to you once you make that move. You take one step, we take two. And again, before we go to our next segment, we're going to what? Have a moment for partners. Again, some partners. I guess this year, by the time we're done, we're going to have so many folks that you're going to be able to see what they're doing and be able to. So, oh, so we want to spotlight something real for you right now, and it is Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries. I hear some noise in the background. I hear some music here. Producer, can you maybe kill that music in the background there? I'm hearing some music here. Try it again. I'm hearing the music. I want to dance, but I'm trying to get to this spotlight here. So if we can just lower the volume. In fact, if it's low, I'll keep it talk over it. I don't mind. But make it a little lower, or you can just cut it so I can get to this segment here. Good producer, I appreciate that. Yes, so I want to spotlight Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries, and they are out there doing great work. Faith and healing and teaching and reaching families across the globe, right? If you're someone who believes in sowing into purpose, you can support their mission with a tax-free deduction at gfiministries.org. That's gfiministries.org. All right. And it's a wonderful thing. If you can just show a clip of that ministry, we can see it a little more in depth on what they do and how they're having this global effect. And I'm really loving what they're doing.
Join us live every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our main church service. Begins with Bible Talk for Children, followed by Pastor Joseph Fordyce's Bible class. Join our live prayer line every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Global support for your prayer requests. Participate live via iBelieveInMiracles.apostledilreenfordyce.com. Give tithes, offerings, and donations through our preferred payment partner, Givelify, at www.givelify.com or download the Givelify app and use the ministry name Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries. Other options include Zelle using the phone number 914-314-9538 or via PayPal, paypal.me/GFIH Ministries or email gfihministries@gmail.com. Contribute via our website at www.gfihministries.org/give. You can also support this ministry by subscribing to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GFIH Ministries, to subscribe to our monthly newsletter and take advantage of our programs. Simply visit our website at gfihministries.org/news-events. And while you're there, explore our community dashboard and connect with us for a deeper engagement.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate what this ministry is doing. And sometimes it may be seem a bit forward to ask you for your support for these ministries. But I tell you this, some years ago, I heard yeah, a scenario where they were having this meeting for some folks, governmental people of high ranking, and one plate was over $1,000. It was in support of whatever it was, some campaign. and folks who came there was paying over $1,000 for a meal. So a lot of you may want to take some time and explore these ministries before. The links are there, and you can see that they're not just talking the talk, but they're walking the walk. And I would not be as, I would say, insensitive, all right, to have you support these ministries if I didn't know that they were doing the kind of work that they're doing and the sacrifice they're making. A lot of nothing. $5 to you is nothing, you know, but that giving impacts. Yeah, and this is a ministry I know that's global. They have uh, work done in Zambia, in Ghana, Nigeria, right, all over the place. And it's a beautiful thing to see them not just thinking locally, but globally. And we can be a part of that movement. All right. So again, if we can raise for another 5 each month, that'll be powerful. You know, they could take that money and do wonders with it because I believe that they have the heart and the drive and the persistency. And they're not just ministry that started last year. They've been around for years. Started from one member, two, just a family, and how they've grown because they believe and they have faith in God that He will send the right people as yourself to help and support the vision that He has placed on them. So yes, your $10, your $15, your $25, it all comes together and make it happen. All right. So I'm just excited about these things. It's again tax deductible. All right. And again, it does make a difference. So if you like to visit, go to again GFIHMINISTRIES.org. GFIHMINISTRIES.org. Together, guess what? We can meet the goal and make an impact. All right, all right, all right. So let me get back to where I started from. All right. So now, our next segment that we'll be talking about, again, kind of one of my favorite segments too. It's called Your Circle, Your Currency. And how important is that? Your circle, your while we get ready for that segment to get going, I realized that your circle, man, it's like sometimes it's like gold. It's like it is so important to your growth. Your circle, your currency. Powerful. You hear that the closest 5 people to you that you spend the most time with can really impact your life. Success isn't just about what you know, all right? It's about who you are around, who you surround yourself with. The owner of one marketplace understood this perfectly, all right? After noticing a pattern of his previous join as fast as they leave or left, he realized the old model was no longer working. Short-term excitement wasn't transitioning or translating into long-term success. So by creating one marketplace, all right, he broke the cycle. Today, the platform enjoys retention rates that are highly encouraging, and members are as smart shoppers, right? Sharing the platform and helping others start their own businesses. The takeaway here is that your circle can make or break your success, but only if you know how to leverage it. Now, you may not know the owner of one marketplace, but if I know him and I know you, see that links? If he brings something that's new, bring it to you. You so that works? It's amazing. All right. So we do have the power to make our circles as small or as large as we choose. But it's not enough to just have a network. It's about maximizing it. That's what I mentioned about the hubs that I have here. Now, joining is saying, I'm serious. All right. Like I said, and the next level with Keith, we either go or we grow. And it's not time to be dragging people. You know, I think people are realizing, listen to me, I better get my act together. I better do something real fast here because, you know, there's no hand me down here. No one gives you anything. You gotta work for it. You gotta make the effort. You gotta make the decision. A lot of folks are feeling entitled, you know. At the end of the day, it's on you. What are you gonna do about it? Right? So how do we leverage your circle for side hustles? How do you leverage this thing here? Well, there's some ways. One of the ways is, all right, when it comes to financial freedom that you're seeking and looking for, one of the first ways is a strong circle can help you create passive income, right? That's who you surround yourself with. And creating passive income, this will give you the freedom to earn without being tied to a desk or a fixed schedule. Financial independence becomes a real possibility when you tap into your network strategically. I mean, there's a strategy, there's an approach. And oftentimes, you may not know the approach yet, close to it to discover it. Flexibility and convenience is another angle that you want to be able to understand that can work in your favor. All right. So leveraging something, all right, looking at flexibility and convenience. Passive income on the go lets you what work from anywhere, giving you the convenience and freedom to manage your time effectively. Side hustle can fit your life, not the other way around. One of my side hustles right now is playing my horn. All right. And yes, I have to spend time to practice, right? I have to spend time to create, respond, be professional, be adaptable, adapt to different situation scenarios. Talking about different communities, whether it's the European community or the Asian community or the Spanish community, all right, Caucasian community. There are different scenarios that I have to really understand, how they relate, the kind of music they want. It's a process, but because I'm passionate about it, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like it's just that's something that I need to do because it's a part of getting things done and being a success at every event. Networking and collaboration is another very important thing that we just can't underestimate. And looking at collaboration, engage actively with your current network. That's something that you need to consider. Attend events, join online communities. Reiterate that again. This way you can leverage social platforms, share your side hustles, seek referrals, and collaborate with like-minded individuals to expand your reach. Right? Also, value exchange. Offer value to your network in return. Mentorship, skills, swap shared resources. All right. That's a very important thing. I'm going to say it again. Value exchange. Offer what? Value to your network in return. Mentorship, skill swaps, shared resources, or guidance. Mutually beneficial relationships make your circle stronger and your side hustle more successful. See, when you treat your circle as a currency, every connection becomes an opportunity to grow. Seed. The bigger and smaller your circle, the further your side hustle will and can go. All right. So we're looking at these things and we know that the winning script is here. We know that the winning game is here. I'm on my third podcast episode, and I'm like, wow, seeing folks reaching out already. I'm seeing folks engaging. I'm like, wow, I wonder what the middle of the year or the end of the year will be if this continues. Because I think people are looking for something. People are hungry. And sometimes it's hard to find that thing that works, that's super friendly, you know, that's not abrasive and have all these rules and these kind of scenes. And I didn't know that was it. It is what it is. And what you see is what you get. And once you understand that, you're going to move. And this takes me into my next favorite section, and it's called Mobile Money Moves. Uh, yes, mobile money moves. Mobile money moves. Mobile money moves. That's what we're talking about right now. Easy ways to earn on the go. Someone say, "Let me count the ways." So listen, there are many ways to earn on the go, right? Folks, give an example who are into crypto and into these things, and they're constantly on their phones. I mean, I'm not sure how many ways people can do these things. I mean about AI can set some things in place and do it on its own. I'm not in that space. I'm not. I don't have that kind of skill sets. At least not yet, anyway. All right. But for the most part, what I know is that people they're constantly on their device. But if you are, life is that. Is that really a fun life? Is that really, the way to go? You want a little more time for yourself, a little more, not feeling so cumbersome, right? So easy ways to earn on the go. What starting a side hustle today is more accessible. That's a fact than ever before. It doesn't have to involve much risk. Not an important factor. A try. How about doing that? How about giving something a try? How about just taking that step? See how it feels. All right. If it's not for you, then move on. There is no need for large investment or fear of big losses. Those are very important things. Alternatively, right, you might find a passion for it. You never know. You just might like it. Give it a try. Um, so that's one good thing. Just might like it. Plus the additional income that you earn is empowering. Gotta admit, right? It provides you with the freedom and the opportunity to leave a legacy. So, with the help of modern tools that we have, coaching and mentorship and different platforms and how you can incorporate everything in one, so to speak, you can achieve results without dedicating endless hours. I've had those moments in the past when I tried to do so many connections with different tools, and man, I was pulling my hair out and I was bald. Can you imagine it? I was pulling my hair out and I was bald, trying to let all these systems work together, from the lead responder to the email campaign to the I'm in to the lead capture pages to the email response. Oh boy, whole lot of stuff. These days, a lot easier. All right. So rest assured. All right. Rest assured, we're not suggesting. All right. Strenuous, laborious, intensive work like house cleaning, dog walking, or lawn. These are intelligent, modern, mobile friendly ways to earn money from anywhere on your own schedule. And I'm not meaning or disrespecting those who do lawn mowing or those who do house cleaning or those who walk the dogs. I'm not discrediting those people. But we know a lot of people here, you want to undergo kind of thing where you're not trapped to a schedule. You might be traveling, running. And you don't want to travel with the business where you're looking over your shoulder to wonder what will happen if I'm gone for a week or two or three. You know it's with you all the time. You have Wi-Fi, you have a smart device, you can't be stopped. I'm saying it again. You got a Wi-Fi, got a smart device, you can't be stopped. Period. All right. And there are two major advantages of passive income. Financial freedom. So you have financial freedom and flexibility. Very important. Passive income enables you to meet living expenses, right? Without being confined to a traditional 9 to 5 job. With a consistent income flow, you have the freedom to follow your passions, travel, and enjoy quality time with family, all while your business continues to generate earnings in the background. How cool is that? Right? You have personal growth and empowerment. Managing an online business enhances confidence, skills, and problem solving capabilities. Whether it's a digital marketing or an automation strategies, each phase of the journey contributes to your personal and professional development. The satisfaction of creating a self-sustaining business that operates on your behalf, it's priceless. It's amazing. It gives you that good sense of self-actualization. Guess what? You don't have to wait for passion to strike, right? It's perfectly fine to start from an economic standpoint, right? Sometimes maybe just, I need an extra, you know, added income, a supplementary income. That may be the goal, and that's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. It's honest money, all right? Like, right? You don't have to wait for passion to strike to start. It's perfectly fine to start from an economic standpoint. But focus on earning first, then what? Then let passion grow along the way. It usually happens. And in many cases, money is known to be a good motivator. It really is. So small wins matter, all right? Because that also can build momentum, confidence to big breakthroughs. Celebrate what's every little success. Be grateful. I cannot overemphasize gratefulness. It's very important. Cultivate the habit of progress and watch your mobile money moves turn into freedom, empowerment, and opportunity. All right. Take the next step and unleash your entrepreneurship spirit or your entrepreneurial spirit. How about that? Step and unleash your entrepreneurial spirit. Join a community of freedom chasers, man. You gotta join. You gotta get in that thing, get in that hub and join and see what happens. Where you can unleash your entrepreneurial spirit, discover your strengths, enhance your strategy, and maintain accountability. Oh, that's a big one too. Take action. Reflect on your mindset, evaluate your circle, and seek new opportunities. Your journey towards financial freedom and personal success starts now. Act today. Action is a very important thing. And many of you, you're this close to making it happen. You're this close. You're one action away to start your journey. Discover new opportunities. Utilize your skills. Attain the future you deserve. Don't hesitate. Your freedom, growth, and success are just one bold step away. All right. Again, before we close out this segment here tonight, remember, we want to support these partners, right? there's a special moment that in my heart I feel really strong about, um, really letting you know that I movements and platforms and ministries that really seek to touch others. There's an old saying that if you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want. I'm paraphrasing, but that was a quote by Zig Ziglar. If you help enough people to get what they want, you will get exactly what you want. So we're looking at Gospel Foundation. We're looking at what? $500 a monthly. That's their goal. One more ministry, looking for what? $500 a month. You're what? You're $10, you're $25, you're tax deductible. All right. And it's a wonderful thing. So we have Wama Ministries and we have JFI Ministries, and they are doing some great work. All right. And of course, you're interested in partnerships and want to join our moment of partnerships. It's on the site. You need to click here to learn more, get more information on it. Welcome home. Let's make our network strong and robust, because it's one thing to try to be a Superman or make it on our own, but more than ever, we need to stick together as a community. All right, and guess what? We will see a win at the end. We'll see that coming together in such a way is powerful. Leave a legacy for kids to come, next generation. Again, I'm excited for you, and I thank you a million times and more for joining me here on the next level with Keith. I will see you on my next segment, on episode 4, coming up next Monday at 9. Make sure you set your schedule. All right. And we're going to have a good time, share some good nuggets for you. And hopefully by then you'd have seen what we have. You would have explored some things and ready to rumble, because 2026 is no time to play. It's time to lay the foundation and get it going. Again, thanks again to my producers, my engineers. Oh my God, I can't say enough about these people. They are amazing. All right, those in the background is why I can look so good out here. Again, let me say, God bless you. See you very soon.
If today's episode spoke to you, it's because you're ready. Ready for your money to work for you. Ready for practical steps, not just motivation. Ready for faith-led financial freedom. Ready to build stability, peace, and confidence for your family. You're not alone on this journey. The Next Level isn't just a podcast. It's a movement toward freedom, one episode at a time. Stay connected. Listen anytime at podcast.keithmerritt.com. Explore the Next Level Movement Hub. Subscribe on YouTube at Keith Merritt. Like, share, comment. Your engagement helps this message reach more families. Take your next step. Visit keithmerritt.com/impact/the next level. Subscribe for the latest blog from the Freedom Resource Hub. And join the Next Level Resource Network. Choose the hub that fits your journey. Music and speaking, family protection, digital learning, passive income, or Keith's book and reading hub. Press play. Take action. Your next level is calling.